Thank you for joining us for our latest episode of Prep Rally, a podcast focused on our Catholic high schools here in the Diocese of Phoenix. I'm your host, Abigail Standish, and I'm super excited to be here with y'all today. Before we begin, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Catholic Education Arizona. Thank you for all the beautiful work you do in our state to make Catholic education possible, and especially here in the Diocese of Phoenix. Y'all, today I cannot say how excited I am for this episode because we have coming back for their second time on Prep Rally some of our previous members who are part of the class of 2025 and are all getting ready to graduate super soon. So I want to welcome everybody. Thank y'all for making time to come back today and for being here with us.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Great. So I thought first what we could do is reintroduce yourself, remind us of your name and what school you went to, and then what episode of Prep Rally you were on, what did you talk about kind of when you were here. That way the audience can remember and recall who you are. So Enzo, let's start with you.
So I'm Enzo Lorenzana. I go to Bourgade Catholic High School, and on my episode I was talking about campus ministry at Bourgade.
Nice, thank you.
And my name is Sarah Mohs. I go to Seton Catholic Preparatory, and I talked about the theater program.
Nice, thank you.
My name is Rachel Kuczaj. I go to Notre Dame Preparatory High School, and I talked about my service work with drowning prevention.
Nice. Thank y'all so much. And we're so excited that y'all are back here. So I'm thinking back to when I was in high school, and I just remember my whole senior year was filled with tons of senior activities from our first day to our very to literally until graduation, which is one thing after another. So I'm curious to hear what your high schools do to celebrate seniors, what special activities you get to do and whatnot. So Rachel, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, so I'd say a couple things. So the first thing that we do before school even starts is they allow us to paint our parking spots. Ooh. So basically we get an assigned seat for senior year. Mm-hmm. And we get to choose whatever design we want, and we get to make our parking spot our own. So I really enjoyed that, and that kind of made driving to school fun, and it was fun to just stay in your car before school and just be parked on the spot that you painted. So I thought that was really fun. And then recently, I'd say a couple weeks ago, we did a senior picnic, and our school organized this very elaborate, very cool picnic. It was at this beautiful park. There were raffle tickets. I know my friend won a $450 Aloe gift card or something amazing.
Wait, can I go back to high school?
No, I was a little jealous when she got that. But yeah, so those are just some of the fun things that my school did.
Cool. So I'm kind of curious, what did you paint your parking spot?
I did. So my sister graduated 2 years before I did, and her name's Samantha, so she did Sam 2023, and it was a sun that kind of came from her name with blue, purple, pink, green. Mm-hmm. So I took that inspiration and did Rach 2025, and then did all different colors of pink from mine.
Cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
I loved
Thanks for sharing that.
Yes.
That's awesome. What did y'all do, Sarah?
Okay, so we do not get to paint our parking spots, and our parking lot got taken away a couple weeks ago for our renovation for our new event center that is coming. All the seniors are a little mad about that, but it's fine. But we have a whole week where Monday was our senior luau or the picnic. And then Tuesday, I think that was dressed as your favorite teacher day.
Oh, I love that. That's so fun.
Yeah.
And then we had career day. I remember that because I didn't get to participate in career day because I had AP testing that day, and you have to be in your uniform for that. And then Thursday was be a kid again, so you dressed as little kids. So people were in onesies, in their old uniforms, and all of that. And then Friday we wore the colleges where we are committed to for the fall. So we had all of that, and then there were sometimes we got different treats, muffins or ice cream bars that we got during break or lunch.
That's really cool. So which teacher did you dress up as, and can I guess? Did you dress up as Stancy?
I did not.
Oh.
I didn't even, she was not there that day.
Okay.
So I dressed as a teacher who was there that day.
Okay, wait, for context, Stancy is a teacher at Sarah's school, and she was on the same episode as Sarah talking about theater because she does the theater program. And I accidentally mixed up their names on the episode, and then they were like...
Right after we had talked about the fact that people kept mixing up our names, and then you immediately did it.
And then I did it. And then, but you said you played her in a play?
I did.
Yeah, so that's why Stancy was my guess. Okay, so who did you actually dress up as, though?
I dressed up as my AP English literature teacher, Mrs. Hunter, because we have gone back from when I was 3 years old because her son is in the same grade as I am. So I dressed up as her. And she was even my 8th grade math teacher, and she worked in the front office at St. Tim's for a bit.
No way.
So we've gone way back,
Yeah.
and I have a really close relationship with her.
Yeah, how fun. And what a nice tribute to, what is it that they say that, maybe it's not mockery is the right word, but what's it they say is the greatest form of...
It's like imitation.
Yes, is the greatest form of flattery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you're just living that out. That's great. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Enzo, what did y'all do?
So we had senior week. So on Monday, we showed up at like 2 a.m. to go on this road trip to Knott's Berry Farm. And that was a blast. It was a great time. I kind of got stuck being the parent in my group, but it's whatever.
Happens.
Yeah. And then we come back, we stopped at this pizza place, is really good. We got like the Tuesday off because we were all dying because we came home at like 3 a.m. And then on Wednesday, we were kind of just hanging out. You know, AP testing was like starting and people were a little, And on Thursday, we went up for a retreat. So we can bond with our senior class, get to know them. And we come back on Friday for our gowning ceremony, which was really nice, really awesome. And then we had the senior dinner Saturday, and we got like awards and stuff, and it was really cool.
That's really fun.
I got this scholarship. It was called the Eileen Grant Scholarship, and that was really amazing. So
congratulations. What is like the highlight of that scholarship? Like, what is like a notable thing about the recipient of the scholarship?
It's how much you like serve the community. And so I'm in a lot of things at Bourgade. I do the announcements every morning, so like, you know, it meant a lot to me because you know, it's just very nice to get.
That's awesome. Congratulations on your award. That's incredible. So, okay, I'm also curious to know, y'all just told us about all these wonderful like things you get to do as a senior. What are some standout memories, maybe like 1 or 2, like quick memories of your senior year? And it could be something you did, like your school did for senior year, or it could be something totally random of like, but this is something that was a highlight of my senior year. Whoever wants to start. I know it might be like, well, now I have to pull back a whole year's worth of memories.
I would say recently, as part of like our senior celebration, my school also went to Disney.
What?
So we left at like 9 a.m. We get to the park at 6 p.m. and then we leave the park at 2 a.m. So like Disneyland stays open for a bunch of like high schools.
Oh my God.
So we were able to go to Disney, ride all of the rides. We went to California Adventure, I think that's what it's called. So like the Incredicoaster and all the stuff like that. So that was really fun. I really enjoyed that.
Cool. Is that like a day Disney does? Like, is it open to other high schools?
Yeah,
or did you specifically get it?
There was a bunch of high schools.
It was a bunch of high schools.
Yeah.
Was that cool to like get to see other people from other high schools?
It was really nice to like meet other people from different schools, and like people were wearing their college shirts, and like it was just kind of cool to see that. Yeah.
Did you meet anybody that like, are you going to college next year? Did you meet anybody that's going to this?
No, I didn't see anyone who was wearing mine, but
that would have been so trippy.
No,
like, no way.
Like, no way.
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
Exactly.
Okay. Sarah, do you have or Enzo, either one, do you have a standout memory?
Go first.
Okay. So at the end of each semester, we have a fine arts night, which is where like dance, choir, band, and we do like a variety show. And in between the band and choir performances, we had a tri-M ceremony, which is Music Honor Society, which I was the secretary of. And we had our honor cord ceremony. So every senior submitted like a little bio about themselves, like their favorite memory in the music program, where they're going, and all of that. And I got to announce a few of my friends, And then the president of Tri-M, because each of the officers took somebody else. The president, whose name is also Sarah, she is a very close friend of mine. And she specifically ordered everything. So she got to announce mine. Like, she got to do my bio and announce me. And I got to do her as well.
That's special. Wow. That is so special. Is there anything in addition to that y'all did for theater, like as a senior theater group, to kind of celebrate your graduation your senior year?
So for theater, on our closing nights, we dub that as our senior night. So 2 juniors every year are selected to bring senior gifts. And for my last show, Music Man, which I'm wearing the shirt of, we were given little engraved harmonicas with our names, our character names, and the show dates.
Yeah.
So like mine was Sarah Mohs, ukulele technician, and then the show dates. We got that with a little music pen. And then for choir, we did Showstoppers as our theme for this semester. So for Found Tonight, which is an amalgamation of Dear Evan Hansen and Hamilton, that was labeled as our senior song.
Okay.
So we wore our gowns, and each of the seniors had a solo at the start of it. And then we all just sort of melted together as seniors, and then juniors and sophomores and freshmen. We melted together into 2 lines, and we just went back and forth. And then each of the seniors also had a senior solo.
Okay.
So we each got to do that.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's so cool to kind of get like a little look into what each school does. Okay. And so what's your standout memory?
Like it's kind of like a continuous thing. I mentioned earlier, I do the announcements for my school. And it's really cool because like, I was thinking about it because I was talking to my friend Andrea, who's part of the core team, that, we're graduating. It's so crazy. And there's 2 members of the core team who I'm really excited for. Their names Isabella and Jasmine. And the main reason is because in my first Kairos that I led, they were in my small group. And like just being able to co-rector with Isabella was so crazy to me. Because like I did this with your brother. You were there, like. Yeah. And so I'm just, that was a really special moment for me. And I was like, incredible. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's so wonderful to see like the person that was in your small group come on and like take this like leadership role as well, of like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much this meant to you, and then seeing it all come together. Yeah. That's incredible.
It was so amazing. I'm so excited for this next core team. It's gonna be awesome.
That's wonderful. So when is the next Kairos? Like, do they happen once a semester?
Yeah. The last one I was going to be doing happened in February.
Okay.
I broke a record in my school for the longest talk given on a Kairos.
There we go.
Standing at 50 minutes and 43 seconds. I went a little off script, just a tad.
Wait, what was please don't give the talk again, because I just think I'll get fired if you do. Like, I think that speaks a lot of this podcast. But what was the topic?
Embracing the Father's love.
Okay, see, there's a lot to talk about. Yeah. I think that's very,
No, and just talking about how we can see it through our friends and like from our teachers at Bourgade. And it was one of those moments where like, I was given it as my last time. I had like, I don't know, the rector, Nancy, she's like, I know you're gonna go long, just like 50 minutes. I was like, God.
It's like, I can do 50 minutes, don't worry.
No, even our person in charge, Mr. Betterly, he was standing at the end of the crowd going, right before adoration too.
Really set the mood for adoration then. Yeah. I mean, that's good. That's awesome. And so, okay, so we talked kind of like about what your senior years looked like. We talked a tiny bit about college. So I'm curious as to what the next steps after high school look like. Is it college? Is it trade school? Is it the workforce? Like, what do these next steps look like for everybody? So Rachel, let's start with you because we already started to talk about college.
So I'm going to the University of Notre Dame.
Congratulations.
Thank
Exciting.
You. So that's where my parents went. That's my dream school. So I'm so excited to go.
Yeah.
And I'm going to major in finance at the business school and hopefully double major in global affairs. because I want to be either like an international lawyer or something in that field, maybe criminal law. Something like that, but I'm super excited. I know a lot of people going there too. And it's been a part of my life forever, like watching their football games with my dad. And we had a cat that they rescued from Notre Dame, and his name was Indy because of ND. So like our group chat name, our family group chat name is the Auburn ND family because my sister goes to Auburn. So it's like, so I'm very excited. It's like a full circle moment for sure.
That is so exciting. I also come from a Notre Dame family. My dad and my grandpa went there. So also grew up literally watching every football game, my dad likes their hockey team too. Watching like every hockey game. One time they came to Texas for their bowl game. We were going to go, and then I had my confirmation retreat, and I was like, well, okay, I have to choose confirmation over Notre Dame football. But I was like that close to going to one of their bowl games. So
I understand that.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, Sarah, what are your next steps?
So I am going to be going to ASU, Arizona State University. Thank you. And I am going to be majoring in media arts and sciences with a concentration in music.
Okay.
So kind of like keeping up with some of the work that I did at Seton in the audio production club with like sound systems and all of that.
Awesome. It's incredible. And do you have like an idea of what you might want to like take that into in the future after college? Or you're kind of like, that's what I'm interested in. We'll see what happens.
So my hope is to be a sound engineer in the future, and kind of exactly where that path takes me, like with what company or what direction, I'm still kind of exploring that.
You got so much time to figure out. I changed my mind completely out and during college. I went and wanted to be a teacher. I came out doing social justice, so who knows what'll happen. And so what about you? What are your plans?
So I'm going to NAU.
Congratulations.
University, go Jacks. But my plans are I'm going to be majoring in business administration, minoring theater, and then I'm going to be throughout the entire like summer break and like any break I really get, I'm going to be trying to train for wrestling. I'm at this wrestling school. It's really cool. Train in AZ if you want to check it out. You probably should. But it's
subtle hint.
Yes, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Super awesome. I love it there. You know, the people there are amazing. Workout's a little tough, but it's a good time. And I'm so pumped. I can't wait.
That's incredible. That's awesome. And so what are you like maybe hoping to do with like business administration? Do you know, or are you kind of like, wherever the Lord takes me, you know? I'm
thinking because like especially when you're not like signed to a company or whatever as a wrestler, you're kind of your own business. One guy who's really personified this, his name is Matt Cardona. He was a former WWE superstar, was released, and now he's probably the most successful guy on the circuit. Like, so just being able to think, okay, I need to know how to book myself, how to make sure I have my contracts done, and like turn myself into something that people want to invest in and buy into. And so I think that's going to be really helpful.
That's exciting. Great like mindset to have of like, I really want to set myself up for success. That's awesome. Okay, we have like a tiny bit of time left, but on every episode, and I've asked y'all this, I ask everybody if they could choose what they would be the patron saint of. So if y'all remember your answer on the episode y'all were on, that's really impressive, and I would love to hear that. And then I want to know if you would change it or if you would keep the same thing. So Sarah, you nodded like you remembered. Okay, so we're gonna start with you then. So, like, what was it, and what would you change it to? Or the same?
I said I would be the patron saint of retreat planning.
Okay.
And I would not change that.
Okay.
But I still just like love to plan different activities. And I was actually this morning just at one of our feeder schools, SMB, and I was talking about how important like retreats have been to me, and encouraging them to go on retreats either with their high school or with their parishes.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you. Okay, Enzo?
I remember as the patron saint of wrestling.
Oh, okay. Let me guess, you're not going to change.
Not at all. Not at all.
Wait, do it one more time. Just one more time.
Patron saint of wrestling.
Thank you. That's awesome. Okay, Rachel, what about you?
I think I said compassion. I think I would keep it.
Okay.
Just because like going into college, meeting new people, like a bunch of different people, and just showing love to everyone and hopefully receiving that in return.
I love that. That's beautiful. Okay, I think this episode, I would have to say celebrations. Like, we were planning this grad party, and I got so excited. I was like, this is such a fun time in their lives, and like, this is so fun. So I think just like celebrations, getting to celebrate with people, getting to like share in those moments, you know, that's awesome. So congratulations, guys. This is super exciting. Live it up. Soak every moment in. I'm sure everybody's telling you the same thing, but really, congratulations. This is incredible moment, and awesome that y'all have made it to this point. It's incredible. So with that, we are closing off on our last episode with these Prep Rally members. We're super excited for them and their next steps, but sad that we can't have them. Well, maybe we can. Who knows? On Prep Rally again. I'm not planning ahead. So I want to say again, thank you so much to Catholic Education Arizona. Thank you for sponsoring this podcast and for all that you do to make everything possible in Catholic education in Arizona. I hope our viewers, I hope you liked this episode. I had so much fun. I hope you had fun watching it. If you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, whatever you do on your social media accounts to show Prep Rally some love. And we'll see you back on our next episode of Prep Rally. Bye, y'all.